sitting on a cornflake, waiting for the van to come. Corporation t-shirts, stupid bloody Tuesday, man, you've been a naughty boy, you let your face grow long. I am the Eggman, they are the Eggmen. I am the walrus, cuckoo-ca-choo.
Hey, it's Nate with another piano tutorial. Today I'm doing I Am The Walrus by the Beatles. This has always been one of my favorite Beatles songs. It's wildly imaginative and it has one of my favorite chord progressions of all time. It's very unusual and I'll explain a little bit as to why. Let's jump in. Alright, so first off, I recommend you get the chords and lyrics chart. There's a link for that down in the description. It'll help you follow along and see where the chords and the words line up with each other. And I actually want to start out by briefly touching on the outro because it has all 7 of the chords we need to know for this song. So starting on A and working downwards, it has 1 chord for each of the 7 letters in the musical alphabet, and they're all major chords. So I'll just play through them to make sure you know all the building blocks of the song, with the right hand triad and the left hand just a single bass note an octave lower. First we've got A major, that's A, C sharp, and E. We're just gonna be kind of stepping down this shape. The main thing that changes is sometimes the middle note is a black key or not. So stepping down to G major, that's GBD, so all white keys. You step that shape down to F major, F, A, C, all white keys. Stepping down to E major, shaped just like the A with a E, G sharp, and B. That D major chord below that is going to be the same shape, D, F sharp, and A. Now stepping down to C major, all white keys, C, E, G. And then B major, it's a unique one with white, black, black, B, D sharp, and F sharp. This is so unusual for these 7 chords to be together in the same song. If you step through the chords in a key while following the rules, you get a mix of major and minor chords. Some people say the song is in the key of A because that's where the verses start, and there is sort of a sense of home with A, but 4 out of the 7 chords, more than half, don't fit in the key of A major. So anyway, I think that's really cool. It feels like John Lennon was just doing a writing exercise, forcing himself to only use major chords, and I love the results. Now let's learn to play the intro. It's gonna sound like this. So here's the chord progression for that. Right off the bat, we've got the B major. I'm gonna do it up in this octave. This is middle C for reference. And for the first 2 measures, I'm not gonna do any bass notes, and I'm gonna be breaking the right hand into 1/8 notes. We are in 4/4 time, so each of these measures would just be getting 1, 2, 3, 4, but we're dividing the B in half, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and we're dividing the chord up as well. Top 2 notes and bottom note, doing the top 2 first on the 1 and then hitting the thumb on the ands. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and that's the first measure. The second measure only has 2 counts. 1 and 2 and then this is where the strings enter. I'm gonna have the left hand bass note come in there, and we've got B for 2 counts, stepping down to A for 2 counts, to G. So we're just stepping down a chord every 2 counts. F for E. Now we stay on E for the whole 4 counts. Then we've got an E dominant 7. So that's just adding a D on the top of that E triad. That's for 4 counts. 2, 3, 4, stepping down to D, and we're gonna do kind of the same thing here. I might actually just use 1, 2, 3 to play the chord D triad, just so my pinky's ready to go to add that 7th. D, 2, 3, 4, D7, 2, 3, 4. I'm now going to show you how to turn that into exactly what John Lennon plays on the electric piano on the recording that sort of implies what became the string melody. And this right here is going to be the trickiest part of what I'm going to teach you today. So if it's a little too much, you can do the simpler version that I just played, and then the rest of the song probably won't be too tough. So after the first two, or sort of 1.5 measures of just right hand B, once the left hand comes in here, for the first beat of this B, we're only gonna hit the middle note instead of the top note, because that's the melody note. So it's gonna sound like this. So it's exactly what we did before, we're just leaving out the F sharp on the first hit. We're gonna do something really similar here on this A, where we just play the middle note on the first count of the A, which is beat 3 of that measure, 3 and, but we're gonna hit a high melody note on this F sharp along with the C sharp for that count. So 3 and 4 and, again, what we got so far, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, really similar thing here on the G, 1 and, but that top note we hit here is actually gonna be a D sharp. So it kind of ends up being like a G augmented chord, a little dissonant sounding, but it's there. 1 and 2 and, now we're gonna do something similar on F. So middle note, the A first in the right hand, 3 and 4 and, so the high melody note for that chord is gonna be the D. 3 and 4 and then we land in the E with all 3 notes together. Let me just do that much together. So from where the left hand comes in. Okay, so now we're in the E. I'm just right off the bat gonna use 1, 2, and 3 here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So on the way up to that E7, we're gonna hit a C sharp, and it's actually quite a bit easier to play this E7 here if we don't put down that B, and I think it sounds just as good. So I'll probably do that. The timing on that C sharp walk up, we need 16th notes, so dividing the beats in 4, 1 E and a 2 E and so forth, it's gonna be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 E and a 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, now same exact thing on this D, but the walk up note is going to be a B, so white key this time. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 E and a 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then we would launch into the verse. I am he as you are he. So let's do that. So here's the chords for the verse. Let's just talk a little bit about the rhythm just on that first A. We've been doing this sort of 8th note feel with the right hand. Once the verse starts, the right hand starts just pulsing the quarter notes. We still get a little of that 8th note feel by kind of alternating on the left hand actually. So you can do kind of a, sometimes it's more heavy-handed than others. Sometimes you can just kind of pulse and let it be simple, and then you can bring some of those 1 and 2 in when you feel it. So to start off, we've got this measure with A, 2, then stepping down A over G. Basically, we're gonna take both these A's and move them to G's while keeping the C sharp and E there. 1, 2, 3, 4, jumping down to C, 2, D, 2, back up, and we're gonna do that same thing again, 2, 3, 4. So that's, of course, is gonna be, I am he as you are he, and you are me, and we are all together. Rest of that line is pretty self-explanatory. We've got a measure of C, a measure of D, and then a measure of A. That measure of A, the rhythm stops and it just kind of holds it. So that's gonna be, see how they run like pigs from a gun, see how they fly. 3, 4, I'm crying. 3, 4, and then we would go to the next line. I want to quickly mention the second measure on you are me and we are all together. I always heard that and have always played it with E on the last count. So C to D, E. You are me and we are all together. But in preparation for this video, I heard that John actually just stays on the D chord there. I think it's because the cello hits an E there and sort of implies it. So if you are like how I was and you hear the E there, I think you can go ahead and add it in and it sounds cool. So the second line starts really similar with the A to the A over G, but then we've got this D over F sharp. So it's going to be an inversion on the D where the F sharp is at the bottom. It's going to be F sharp, A, and D. And then that's for 2 of the 4 counts of that measure. And then we just hit on F, regular F, up to G there. So
Sitting on a cornflake, waiting for the van to come.
and then we get back up to A and go down like that. Finger numbers in the left hand get a little bit weird there. I like doing 3rd finger there. You can either hop your 3rd finger so it works out, or you can kind of do 4th finger and then fudge it to get back to your thumb on A. And it sounds like on the recording on that D over F sharp, there's also an E in there, which would kind of make it a D over F sharp add 9 chord. If you like the way that sounds, you can sneak it in there. I'm probably gonna play it. It just does make it a little bit tougher to play. So then,
Waiting on the van to come.
so we're in the 3rd measure, A to A over G. Now we go back to F for 1 measure, 3, 4, and then we've got 2 measures of B7. So I'm gonna do it like that. Gonna go down to this low B here, and then we've got the D sharp, F sharp, and A here, and that's gonna be for 2 measures. That's
Corporation t-shirt, stupid bloody Tuesday, man, you been a naughty boy, you let your face grow long. 2, 3, I am the Eggman.
So now we are in the chorus. Let's add the chorus because it's super quick, then I'll do a playthrough of the verse and chorus. So here's the chorus chords, just 1 measure each, C, D, E.
I am the Eggman, 2, 3, 4, the Eggman, 2, 3, I am the walrus, 2,
3, 4. Okay, so here is the whole verse and chorus. I'll play it a little bit slow if you want to follow along.
I am he as you are, he as you are, me and we are all together. See how they run like pigs from a gun, see how they fly. I'm crying, sitting on a cornflake, waiting for the van to come. Corporation t-shirt, stupid bloody Tuesday, man, you've been a naughty boy, you let your face grow long. I am the Eggman, they are the Eggman. I am the walrus, goo goo gajoo.
Cool. So after that, we're in the 2nd verse. Here's the chord progression for that. You'll see it's just like the 1st verse, except for there's this extra line in the middle. That's the part that sounds like, I'm
crying, I'm crying.
So we've got a D sus4. So it's just like the D major, except for we got our 4th finger on a G instead of the F sharp. And it just hangs out there for 2 measures. I'm crying. Then we're back to A. I'm crying. Down to E, 2, 3, 4, and then D7. It sounds to me like it maybe starts on D and then adds the 7th, so that's how I'm gonna play it. But like I said, other than that, it's the exact same, just the words are different. After that, we've got the 2nd chorus. Here's the chords for that. It is just the same as the 1st chorus.
I am the Eggman, they are the Eggmen. I am the walrus, goo goo gajoo.
2, 3, 4. 4. So there's just this extra measure where the song kind of stops for a second. There's a bunch of sounds on the recording, but I think for just solo piano, it sounds good to just kind of hit the E and wait for a measure before we drop into the bridge. So the bridge starts with this 3-measure instrumental. It looks like that. And you can play this just like what we did in the intro. Here's what John Lennon plays on the recording. And then just holding the E for the 4 counts. And of course, you could simplify that to just sticking to the triads without the little melody notes and stuff. But there's a really nice fresh string line that comes in this moment. So I'm gonna offer you a way to do that. I'm gonna do the chords with my left hand. This is what it's gonna sound like. So I'm gonna do just the fifths, just the outside notes of the chords in my left hand. Just otherwise, it gets a little muddy when it's that low and you have all 3 notes. And so here is the chord progression with the notes up top that the right hand plays. So just the single notes. It's gonna start with D sharp with my second finger when the left hand B fifths hits. We got D sharp, C, D. Now when we go to the A on beat 3 of that measure, our third finger is gonna hit F sharp and then B with the pinky. Timing there is 1, 2, and 3, 4. Step down to G while just holding that B. 1, 2, and then on F for beats 3 and 4, we're gonna play A, D, but I'm gonna move my second finger to the A. A, D, then B, 2, 3, 4. So one more time. Sitting in an English garden waiting. So here is the rest of the chords for this bridge section. For the first 2 measures, I'm gonna play it just like we did that thing in the intro with the melody notes. You could keep it simple though, if you want. F with the D melody note and then E, 2, right back to F. So just kind of simplifying the rhythm there. 1, 2, and F, 2, and then B7 like we were doing it before, and 2 full measures of that. 2, 3, 4. With the singing that's like sitting in an English garden waiting for the sun. If the sun don't come, you'll get a tan from standing in the English rain. I am the Eggman. So we're in chorus 3 now. Here's the chords for that. Just like the other choruses, but there's an extra measure of D at the end of it. So that's going to be, I am the Eggman. They are the Eggmen. I am the walrus. Goo goo gajoob, goo goo gajoob. So just that extra tag there, and then we're in the third verse. Expert joking smokers, don't you think the Joker laughs at you? So yeah, that third verse is the exact same as the first verse, it's just different lyrics. So yeah, we're pretty much done here. After that verse, we've got the 4th chorus, the final one. And here's the chords for that. So it starts just like we've done. I am the Eggman, 2, 3. They are the Eggmen. I am the walrus. Goo goo gachoob. And then it turns around, starts going down. So it goes to the D like the previous chorus. Goo goo gachoob. But then it goes back down to C. Goo goo gachoob. Goo goo gachoob. B7, 2, 3, chuga chuga chuga. And then here is where the outro starts. So here's the chords for that. We're gonna go up to A. And this is the chords we talked about at the beginning, just stepping down all those major chords. 2, 3, 4, G, 2, 3, 4. You can just hop the left hand fingers as you go or do some stepping. Can't really go wrong there. And I know we've said B for this, You could do the B7. I think that sounds nice too. And it just loops around like that and fades out, which is hard to do if it's just you and piano. So I would suggest going around a couple times, and then it's like this endless chord progression. There's not really a good stopping point. It just feels like it just goes on forever. The natural stopping points to me are either the D or the A. I'll probably stop on the A. So, but it sort of feels like it just wants to go around again, but that's how I'm going to end it. Okay, thank you for sticking with me. I am now going to do a full cover so you can see how all these parts we talked about fit together in the full song. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like. Also, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and click the bell so you know when I put out more videos like this one. Also, leave a request in the comments. Okay, here's my version of I Am the Walrus.
T-shirt, stupid bloody Tuesday, man, you've been a naughty boy, you let your face grow long. I am the Eggman, they are the Eggmen. I am the walrus, Goo Goo Gajoob, Mr. City policeman, sitting pretty little policemen in a row. See how they run. I'm crying. I'm crying. I'm crying. I'm crying. Yellow matter custard dripping from a dead dog's eye. Crabble like a fishwife, pornographic priestess. Boy, you've been a naughty girl, you let your knickers down. I am the Eggman, they are the Eggmen. I am the walrus, Goo Goo Gajoob. Sitting in an English garden, waiting for the sun. If the sun don't come, you get a tan from standing in the English